Hi, I'd like to spend a few minutes now just talking about how to allocate payments between principal and interest in the case of payments in advance. Once again, I've set up a spreadsheet and you can see here I have a series of cash flows. Perhaps most importantly, you can see that the cash flows start in period 0 because it's payments in advance. Now what we need to do now is to work out what is the value of those payments in advance. So I'm going to calculate the net present value of the cash flows equals NPV, and I'm going to put in the interest rate and the cash flows that need to be discounted. Now because we have a payment in advance, I need to exclude the first cash flow, and that tells me that the present value of the cash flows after the initial payment in advance is $75,000. So to work out the opening obligation or the opening liability, I need to recognize the present value of the future cash flows plus the cash flow which is made in advance at the beginning of the lease. Obviously, if I have payments in advance, the interest component of the first payment is 0, and the principal component is the payment minus the interest, and of course that's the full amount of the payment. My closing balance now becomes the opening balance minus the principal, and that gives me my closing balance of $75,000. And as you'd expect, you can see that that's equal to the present value of the remaining 4 cash flows. My closing balance becomes the opening balance for the next period. My interest becomes the opening balance times the interest payment, and once again I'm going to hit F4 so that it can be copied down with no impacts, and I'm going to copy down my formulas to the remaining cells, and what you can see now is that that gives me what the table looks like for payments in advance. The most critical difference is that I now have no interest in the first row 0, and I have no payment in the 5th period because the payments have been finished by the end of the 4th period. So it's not a big change, but it does give some small changes, and it's quite easy to adjust the table that you get. Thank you.